have to give me a minute if I have to look something up here.
Okay. If not, I have.
Yeah. I'm pretty close to it.
Okay.
271. Now, what is the word?
Old person.
271. In the word guide?
Yes, sir.
Oh, old person, you're saying. OLD.
Yes.
Okay. Use this term to apply to the following conditions. And then it says, number one, any person who loses the will to think, speak, and or act, to find truth, and to use truth to produce justice and correctness. And, number two, any person who loses the will to think, speak, and act, and or act, to eliminate racism, white supremacy. Then it says, study the ways that others use the term old person. So that means exactly what it says. Anytime you lose the will to think, speak, and act, to find truth, and to use that truth to produce justice and correctness, you are then an old person. You know, it doesn't have anything to do with your chronological age. That's a compensatory definition for old person. You don't consider yourself as being old until you lose the will to think, speak, and act, really. And I put it in a couple of words, to produce constructive results. If you want to simplify it, which I could have just done that. But anytime you're producing constructive results, you're not old. You're not old, you're not young, you're producing constructive results. Doesn't have anything to do with age. See, we think sometimes that when we're a certain age, we're supposed to start doing this and start doing that. You're supposed to be doing something constructive. I don't care what age you are. So that's just another way of looking, a compensatory way of looking at age, period. Any age. What's old? What's young? Where's the demarcation line? Those are questions. And you say, hey, you're old when you stop doing things constructively. Thinking, speaking, and acting to do constructive things. And if you're a victim of white supremacy, you're old when you stop trying to replace the system of white supremacy with the system of justice. I think the definition is self-explanatory. It explains it. Might have to just keep reading it over and over again. But it's just another way of looking at age. And you can raise questions like, what am I here for? Because I'm here and see these, just thinking about that age, then you can think about the reason for your existence. Even if you're just here for 2 weeks. Some people are born and they are here on the planet for 2 weeks. So it comes down to a question, is that person old at 2 weeks? Well, they can say, yeah, he's the person, he or she, 2 weeks old. But old in what context? Old in how you want to look at things. They say, well, the person wasn't very old because the person was just 2 weeks. The person died, came into the world, and 2 weeks later, for some reason, some defect, birth defect, or whatever you want to call it, for some mysterious reason, the baby died, 2 weeks old. That happens all over the world, every day. All over the world, every day. So Was that an old person? They say, no, that person was extremely young. But then you say, well, why segment people into ages anyway? What does they? You know, a lot of people have as an expression. What is that expression? Age is just a number. Well, is that true? Well, sure it is, if you want to look at it in that context. But then age can be a whole lot of things, depending on what context you want to use. In a counter-racist context, in a problem-solving context, you just say, well, hey, you can even say everybody's old and everybody's new, depending on what they're doing or what you think they ought to be doing. I came to the conclusion, my assignment with the time that I've given, because age is about time. It's about time. But it's also about what you are doing, or what you think you're supposed to be doing that you're not doing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
Everything in counter-racist science is supposed to give you a new way of looking at old things.